Hello, YouTube. And let's get this fucking freak show on the road. Let's see. This is going to be a video about. It's going to be a bit of a ghost story in America. It's going to be a horrifying tale of American exceptionalism. Yes. Exceptional American stupidity and of human idiocy and why the aliens don't say hi. But anyways, before I get to that, I also want to talk about something else, and that is, well, what else? You guessed it, male genital mutilation. As I've said, I am on the spectrum, and I can tend to have a bit of an obsession. This is a video about a woman who, I'm not going to say who, but I recently left some comments, and I was a bit too negative, I think. And really, I wasn't listening to what she said. I had listened to what she had said before when she was doing a stage show. She was being tried to be cut. But since then, recently, she had made other statements that seemed to be condemning male circumcision. And I still were negative or critical of her comments because I ultimately heard in my head what I wanted to hear because I had a preconceived notion of her going in. And because, like I said, I'm on the spectrum and I tend to kind of get stuck in my head and think what I think. And in this case, I wasn't hearing what I wanted to hear, but what I didn't want to hear for some reasons, and I do not know why. But nevertheless, she did say something at the end. That I found to be interesting. I'm not going to say who this is because I think I've said enough about her, considering the fact she really didn't do anything wrong and it's my crazy ass. But towards the end of the video, she did kind of trivialize genital mutilation. She started talking about sexual sensation, and she has this weird thing about screwing. I don't know what her deal is, but she tries to argue that. She's kind of joking, but she argues that male, and the thing is she's not the only person that says this, and this is actually the real reason they started doing this in America. And at first it was in England, actually, but she starts trying to argue that, killing off male sexual sensation is probably for the better, because if not, we wouldn't get anything done. And I'm not going to say much about America's cult of productivity. I've talked about it before, but there is a guy called Doug Stanhope, who I don't know what his stance on genital mutilation is. Don't want to know because I like him. I'm afraid he supports it, so I don't even want to know. But I don't think he supports it. I don't know he's supports it. I'm just saying. But on the cult of productivity or overproducing in the United States and overconsuming, you want to see something about pussy and cocaine. And also, he made a video called "Hard Work," America's Hard Work, and I think both are from No Refunds, and that was his 2007 stand-up show in New York. So he's pretty good. But the point is, I greatly don't support the cult of production in the United States. And again, you have to keep in mind what would happen if you said that to a female about the clitoris or any other part of the female vagina that. You can cut that off because that might kill some sensitivity and that would help reduction. And again, like I said, she's largely joking, but I would also like to point out that, first of all, the entire reason for the fact that we're here, the entire reason, rather, how should I start this argument? The entire reason that anyone who's here bitching about anything is because of the male inclination to spread his seed. Without the male wanting to do that, we wouldn't exist, and probably for the better, actually. So maybe you're correct, but there would be no human species. God damn it, you're making a good case for circumcision already, actually. But beyond that, you fuck because of a urge. It's a sex drive. It's got nothing to do with having good sex. It's got nothing particularly to do with it feeling good. Whether you feel a lot or you feel nothing. Hell, if it felt like fucking electricity going into your cock every time you fucked, you would still want to fuck because it is a deep-seated primal urge that you have. And that is the reason for a sex drive and or wanting to fuck. Not because of sexual sensation. All doing circumcision, all circumcision does, or all doing this does, cutting out part of your kid's dick, all that does is make sex suck. Because you're killing sexual sensation. And by the way, you're making it suck for both people because the foreskin keeps your penis lubricated, so it makes it easier to have sex with a woman or enter her vagina, so it doesn't hurt her when you're doing it, as well as yourself, because it can also, well, actually, it can hurt you more. In fact, it can stop rape. Having a foreskin could prevent rape, actually. So if you really wanted to prevent something like that, it could do that, because sometimes if you're forcing your dick into someone, you can't really do that if you're not circumcised because it could hurt your cock. I mean, you have to have the other person's consent almost. I've heard that, but the point is, I tell you what. Here's my point. If you're a female, a bit of ironic justice here. I almost think every guy should do this at least once, almost just to say hi. Have a nice day. But no, if you're a female, you support circumcision. Try having anal sex with a guy who is not. I mean, a guy who is circumcised. Try having anal sex with him with no lubrication, with no lubricant. You don't get to cheat. Go through that ordeal, and then tell me you still support genital mutilation, because you won't. Because it's pretty much this a hard, like it's just, thrusting in and out, ramming your asshole open, no lubrication, you don't have the force in it ain't pleasant. Again, the fucking shit's there for a reason. But anyways, enough about dicks, and let's talk about American privates. I think it was, February 22nd, 1942, I believe it was, somewhere around there. America, well, first of all, let me get a drink of beer first. Let me get some beer first. I'm going to need this. Anyways, February 22nd, 1942, I think. There was sometime in February 1942 as a point, okay? America, there was reports of identified flying objects, and there was a blip on a radar screen. And this sent our great nation's military into a fucking panic, resulting in the following. And these are words that I'm sure every innocent man, woman, and child in Afghanistan very well knows by now. More men on the ground, ring the alarm, fire in the sky, get more guns, kill, kill, kill. So anyways, these idiots begin to rain off or begin to shoot endless amounts of firearms or ammunition into the sky over a fucking blip on a radar screen, because it might have been an alien and or Japanese people and or whatever else. So they're doing this, and I'm not sure how you Earthlings, I'm not sure how familiar many of you Earthlings are with the concept of, what's that word again? Oh yeah, gravity. But anything that goes up must come down. So as you would guess, the next fucking day, the newspapers were littered with reports of the very subversive newspapers, and even to this day, military people will talk about this as though it's a negative thing, because the newspapers at that time actually reported the news. But nevertheless, they talked about cities being littered, neighboring communities being littered with fucking gun shells, cars being shut out, windows being shut out, businesses losing a shit ton of cash, it just having this spray of fucking ammunition and bullets everywhere, and all of this because of aliens. So yes, um, there truly were monsters that day, and they were called Americans, and they were very fucking stupid. So good job, America. You and your military did it again. Um, Good job. You did a good job. If fucking up your cities were your attention, you truly did your best. I mean, you really succeeded. Good for you. But no, I like how aliens at this point seems to have just taken to this fucking with you people. I mean, they really have just started fucking with you ignorant apes. I mean, like they really don't give a shit. They're just fucking with you at this point. I think that's wonderful. I really do. Um, but yeah, if you're wondering why the aliens don't stop down to say hi, I think genital mutilation and the fact you keep trying to shoot at them like some kind of intergalactic ski shoot, I think, goddamn it, that kind of fucking proves, like that video game where you're shooting up at a spaceship. Yeah, I think that proves why they don't want to fucking say hi anytime soon. And you probably don't have to worry about them. You people are fucking idiots. P666.